Hi, welcome to the Data Analysis and Policy Show, the show where we turn data into analysis so that you can create the right policy. My name is Ronnie Camara, and this episode is especially for younger policy advisors. If you just started on a policy advisor role on a ministry and you are responsible for economic analysis, producing reports, and if you also are responsible for creating presentations, high deadline, sharp deadlines, then this episode is for you, because this episode is about how do you quickly become the trusted policy advisor to senior management and get that promotion. That is the topic today. Stay with me. Hi, my name is Ronnie Camara, and as you know, every Friday I bring in some great stuff. I bring a great show, and this show is to help you improve in your business, improve in your department, improve with data, etc. And this episode is very important. This episode is about how do you quickly become the trusted policy advisor to senior management. So I've been asked this question a lot of time. How do you become that? How, if you just started as a policy advisor in an analytical department, how do you quickly become the trusted policy advisor? Do you know that? Do you know that already? Do you have any idea? And in this episode, I'm going to tell you some things and also ask you some things. I'm going to tell you some things that to just see if you recognize these kind of things, and then I'm also going to ask you some questions. So here are some things that I want you to think about. Do you recognize this? You are part of a department, and then your boss comes in, and your boss tells you, hey, this is a deadline, come here, come to my office. And then you pick up your laptop, your notebook, and you walk away, and you leave your desk, and your desk is full of folders, and your computer is open. There are a lot of spreadsheets and Word documents open. There are other professionals behind you behind their computer, and they're working all the time. Everybody is working, busy, and the senior people in your department are just like laughing. They are relaxed. They are already the trusted advisor, and you have to work very hard, stressful. Do you recognize this? Just tell me below. Does this sound familiar? Does this kind of environment sound familiar? And this is what I used to have, and also what my clients tell me. So another thing is the senior people, they're talking, they're taking breaks, and they're having coffee together, and you come back frustrated with another task, another deadline behind the computer again. What do you think? Does this sound familiar? And then you also see people in meeting rooms giving presentations, video conference. A lot is happening at the same time. You have people in suits walking in, suits walking out, talking to your boss, to your head of the department. How do you get your life in this environment? How do you get your life back? You're thinking like, how can I get my life back in this environment as a junior economist, as a junior policy advisor? And then remember, this question of today is, how do you quickly become the trusted policy advisor to senior management and get that promotion? So does this sound familiar to you or not? Does this what I describe? Tell me below, because I'm just commenting. I just am eager to know if this sounds familiar. And then your next question as a junior policy advisor is, how can I leave early in this environment? Because because when I talk to you, you say, this is how we do things around here. It's very hectic, always stressful. You don't know what is happening. You don't know what will happen. You don't know when you will be called upon. Deadlines. The pile of tasks is piling up. And another thing is that the senior people, you see the senior trusted advisors, they are working on secret projects. They too have, of course, deadline, but they seem to manage these deadlines. They are getting more jobs, but you as a junior, you're getting like a lot of jobs, a lot of new tasks. And there is a thought in your head, and the thoughts are maybe they are like, how am I going to survive this environment? Why do I always get all the work? Does that sound familiar? If I don't make this deadline, I'm doomed. Something will happen. Something will happen. I better not make a mistake this time, otherwise the boss will get pissed. Does this sound familiar? And then 3 strikes, I'm out. That's also what my clients tell me. 3 strikes, I'm out as a policy advisor, as junior policy advisor. This job is dynamic, but it is so stressful. I don't know if I'm going to make it this time. This is a great job. I guess I had to push a little bit harder to get this done, to make this deadline again. And again, does this sound familiar? I wish I was not such a dump with figures. Sometimes we also hear that. I wish I was not such a dumb person with figures. Too many balls, so many balls to hold up in the air. This is killing me. How am I going to tell my spouse, my partner, that something came up with work again this weekend, that we have to cancel for tonight? We cannot go out tonight because we got work to do the last minute. And then also, if you have kids, hey, you don't have time to play with the kids. You don't have time to think about holidays. I wish I could speed read. Look at all the seniors, they are laughing while we got all the work to do. I need that bonus for the holidays, because your spouse is, of course, thinking about the holidays, planning the holidays, while you are thinking like, I wish I could be on holidays right now. Maybe I'm not cut for this job. Sometimes the juniors are thinking, maybe I'm not cut for the job. Maybe I'm not cut for this job. Maybe this is way over my head. Maybe I have to look for an easier job, less deadlines. Maybe I'm just not smart enough. Maybe I need to talk to the boss. Maybe I just need to say no more. Does this sound familiar? Now, these are all kinds of things that my clients tell me. Policy advisors, they tell me this about their environment. This is what their day looks like. This is what their lives looks like. And most of them, they are analysts. They sometimes they think like, hey, this role is not good for me. This role as an analyst, as a policy advisor, is not good for me. Maybe I need another job. Why haven't they been able to solve this problem already? And the reason for that is they just want to become the trusted policy advisor to senior manager and get that promotion. I mean, so I'm just here telling you what my clients tell me, and I want to ask you now I want to ask you now one question, and I will put that question in the comments. So I will put that question in the comments, but I will go to my screen. That's the question in the comments, but I will, so go to that type form. If you're looking at this, I will leave this survey. It's just one single question, and it has to do with the episode today. How do you quickly become the trusted policy advisor to senior management and get that promotion? And I will just show you my screen and go to that question. And the question is basically, when it comes to getting economic data for your country or your policy analysis, what is your biggest struggle? What's your biggest struggle or frustration? That's the question, and you can just type the question. You can type the answer, type a very lengthy answer. Please give me as much as detail as possible what you struggle with, or what your frustration is regarding economic data for your country, for your policy analysis, and what is your number one biggest struggle, frustration. You don't have to do that right now, but if you do it right now, it will be cool. And if you are looking at this episode and you want to know, if you want to know the topic of today, I will give you some pointers, but please fill in this question. When it comes to macroeconomic data for your country, for your policy analysis, if you are a junior policy analysis, when it comes to macroeconomic data, what is your biggest struggle or frustration? Please tell me as much as possible in that form, and that form will stay there, and I will just go now and tell you something for 2 minutes. Now, when it comes to the topic of today, how do you quickly become the trusted policy advisors to senior management and get that promotion? The topic of today is one thing I want to tell you, and that is related to that question, to how what your biggest struggle is regarding macroeconomic data for your policy advisors. Now, the pointer I want to give to you is that you cannot become the trusted policy advisor to senior management and getting that promotion if you do not master the data. If you do not master the data, if you don't know where to get the data, if you don't know how to perform the data, if you don't know how to quickly analyze the data, if you don't know how to quickly put the data, interpret the data, if you don't know how to quickly put that data into a presentation, if you don't know how to quickly answer questions of policy, the policy makers, of senior management regarding their data, you are never going to get to become the trusted policy advisor to senior management and get that promotion. So the quickest way to quickly become the trusted policy advisor from a junior role to become the trusted policy advisor to senior management and get that promotion ultimately that you want, that is to master data. That's why I'm asking you, what is your biggest struggle right now, and answer that biggest struggle, and then I will come back in a future episode about that. I will not list your name, but I will just I want your input. So this policy show, this episode is about getting your input. As many policy advisors as you know, and if you are looking at this from LinkedIn, from YouTube, from Facebook, please put in as many policy advisors working with country data, with data as possible, and let them please answer this question. This question will stay there, and you just click on the form in the link, and I will put that description also in the description of this episode. Click on that form and then please hand me that information. I will not tell anything about your personal situation, etc. Just give me your frustrations, give me your thoughts, give me what you struggle regarding the data, because the data is the solution. You see, the data, mastering the data is the solution. When I mastered that data about the data in the country, when I mastered that, I quickly became the trusted policy advisors to senior management and get that promotion. Now, I'm going to organize an online event where I will go dive deeper into this topic, and that's why I want you to help me with providing that information about what is your biggest struggle regarding data, macroeconomic data. What is your biggest struggle regarding macroeconomic data? And then I will use that information in that event, and maybe if you type in that information, you answer that, I will contact you to invite you for that event also. But I'm organizing that event right now, but I just want to know the last steps. I want to get information about you, what you struggle with regarding data, regarding macroeconomic data. Now, I just want to finish this episode by telling you that I have already 23 years of experience as a policy advisor, as a senior policy advisor, etc. And one of the key things that I have discovered, and that's why I want to organize this online event, especially for policy advisors, junior policy advisors all over the world. One of the key things that I discovered is when the step to become the trusted policy advisor, to speak with senior management, with ministries, with the permanent secretary, with the people in the suits coming to your department. The secret is that you need to master the data, because they are not going to tell you only about what qualitative things, what you think. They want all the trusted advisors, the ones I know, they master the data. They have a way to master the data. They have a way to have the reason data. They have a way to interpret the data, and that's what senior management is about. It wants. Senior management wants the data, wants the interpretation of the data, wants the information, etc. And that's the way how you can get to become the trusted policy advisor and also get that promotion ultimately. And once you get that promotion ultimately, you will be maybe managing other people. You will be working on those secret projects. You can go home earlier. You have time to talk with your partner. You have time to make the deadlines, etc., etc. Okay, so from moving now from being the junior policy advisor, maybe they call it analyst, policy analyst, in a department, in a quantitative department, the department that I have described, from moving there to becoming the trusted policy advisor, trusted by senior management, and getting that promotion and getting that money, that is what it is about. So please tell me more about what you struggle with, and tell me exactly what you struggle with, and I promise you that that information is not going to be shared with your name on it. I'm going to collect that information. I'm just only going to understand better what you struggle on, because I don't care what I struggle with, etc., but what you struggle with, so that I can use that information also in the online event that I am preparing. And the people who really fill in this form, click on that form, click on the link in this episode, in the description in this episode. Those people will I will contact you. I will send some information for you about that event also. So type your answer in there. what are you struggling with. Okay, so that's the last thing that I wanted to do in this episode. Please help me out here. Send this information, share this information with other people, comment below, put all other people in there. What is the biggest thing that you struggle with regarding macroeconomic data for your country? Macroeconomic data, that's the data about the total economy. What you struggle with, what's your biggest struggles regarding data, and I will use that information, and I will continue on this with this episode next time. So thank you very much and have a nice Friday. So I'll keep it till here. See you next time. Bye.